Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for NSAR Day 2021. I hope everyone has been enjoying today's sessions. As Tanya has already alluded, I am your Vice President on the Board of Directors. It is my pleasure today to introduce our presenter, Gary Arnett, who is here today to speak to us about Paragon Connect. Welcome, Gary, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Tammy.
All right, we'll turn it over to you to get going.
Sounds good. Let's begin. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gary Arnett, as introduced. I am with Paragon, and the topic of our webinar is Paragon Connect. Let me begin my PowerPoint. On the screen, you can see several different ways of contacting Paragon's customer care technical support team, and you can use these numbers for any question you have about Paragon and Paragon-related products. One easy way to contact our customer care team is by calling 877-MLS-HELP or 877-657-4357. And as noted, look at our hours of operation for Atlantic time zone, and where our call center is open and available to you to call 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Saturday, it's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sunday, it's 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Another way of contacting our customer care team is by sending an email to the email address of paragonsupport@bkfs.com. And when you send them an email, they'll get back to you the next business day. And business days are Monday through Friday for email support. In the upper right-hand corner of all Paragon pages, there's a Help button. And when you click on it, a new tab in your browser will open up, and you'll see this content at the top of the page. These tiles come in across the first row, and the first two tiles on the second row, when selected, will display a list of quick start guides related to the tile topic. As you open up a quick start guide, you'll find step-by-step instructions with screenshots showing you how to use that part of Paragon. Now, if you'd like a demonstration in using Paragon, I recommend you click on the button on the toolbar labeled Training Videos. As you do that, the page will refresh, and now on the left-hand side, you'll see those same tile topics being displayed. And then as you select a particular tile topic, you'll now get short videos related to the tile topic. Each video is approximately 5 to 10 minutes in length. For a comprehensive demonstration on how Paragon works, I recommend you click on the button Current Recorded Webinars. As you do that, the screen refreshes again, and now you're going to see on the page different previously recorded webinars on a variety of different Paragon functionality topics. We
Gary,
also have yes.
Excuse me. We are seeing the Paragon screen right now.
Okay, I thought I had changed my screen. Let me
My
come back up.
apologies.
Hey, not a problem.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So as you're working inside Paragon, let me come back a couple slides here. So as you come into Paragon and you click on the Help button found in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see these different tiles come in across the screen, and this is where you open up the Quick Start guides. When you click on the Training Videos button, you now have displayed on the left-hand side those same tile topic names, but now you'll see as you click on a particular tile name, short videos related to the tile topic, and those videos are 5 to 10 minutes in length. For a comprehensive demonstration of Paragon, go ahead and click on Current Recorded Webinars. That will then display for you the different previously recorded webinars that we have. And then if you want to, you can click on the button Mini Webinar, and you'll see a shorter format. And these are more focused, like 3 ways to create a subject property, how to use hot sheets and Market Monitor, or how to brand yourself in 3 different wizards. As you're watching our different videos, be they short videos, mini webinars, or current webinars, we recommend you use play, pause, and practice to view the videos. So when you click on play, you can play the video to a logical point, and then you can pause it. While pause, we invite you to practice what we've demonstrated, back us up as you need, and when you're ready, play on. Play, pause, and practice will give you self-paced training. Now, our training plan for Paragon Connect, we're going to investigate the features and functionalities of Paragon Connect. We're going to see that Paragon Connect is a new, agent-facing mobile tool, and it is a web app. Now, Paragon Connect is just like Paragon Online, the Paragon you're used to getting into, and it's intended for real estate professionals only. And it is a web app. So you go out to the appropriate website, put in your login credentials as you would for regular Paragon Online, and you're into the site. It is not a native app. A native app means you go out to the App Store or the Play Store and you download something. There's no app to download. It's simply a website. I'll give you more information about that web address. Paragon Connect and Paragon Online shares your Paragon database. Paragon Connect uses Paragon Online's default search criteria screens for each of your different property classes. Paragon Connect has all of your contacts and their contact information in them. Paragon Connect, you can search for and communicate with agents and offices. And Paragon Connect allows you to see what's going on with your clients in Collaboration Center. You get to see their picture and their activity. Paragon Connect also has a simple listing edit functionality. Right now, you can change a status or change a price. But our goal as we continue to develop Paragon Connect is that you'll be able to do complete listing input and listing maintenance to add edit functionality within Paragon Connect. All contacts and saved searches are in Paragon's database, and they're available to both user interfaces, the user of Paragon Online and Paragon Connect. Paragon Connect is the online version of Paragon in the palm of your hand. Now, Paragon Connect and Paragon Database and Paragon Online, how they all interact? Well, you have the two different user interfaces with Paragon Online on the left, Paragon Connect on the right. As you're interacting with the Paragon database from either user interface, they go into the same common database. That's why you have the same saved searches, the same contacts, the same contact information and all as you have in either interface. Alrighty, Paragon Connect. Paragon Connect is compatible with PCs, Macs, tablets, and smartphones. In other words, any web-enabled device. Paragon Connect uses responsive design. So Paragon Connect displays the right information that fits your particular device's screen. And as you go from device to device, Paragon detects what that screen size is and displays what's appropriate for that screen. So as an example, during this webinar, I'm going to be using my notebook computer, and I'm going to be able to see 4 contacts across the page. If I were using my tablet, I might only see 2 or 3 contacts across the page. And if I were using my smartphone, it would be simply 1 contact across the page. Now, because we have different displays of contacts and listings and all, you're not losing anything. It's just how much we're going to display as you click on the next or back arrows on either side of the list of contacts or properties. As you're inside Paragon Connect, you can send an email to your clients. And when you send an email, this is what it could look like. So there's my picture. They can go out and view the listings. There's 3 listings in this case. Again, there's my picture, my contact information and name, and my office logo. So when your client clicks on View Listing on either one of these buttons, they're going to be able to see Collaboration Center Lite. Now, when I say Lite, this is what they're going to be able to see. They're going to be able to see the different Collaboration Center reports, the thumbnail, the tile, detailed, and a map with multiple properties on it. But they will not be able to access any of the Collaboration Center functionality. Inside Paragon Connect, you can set up your clients for a Collaboration Center when you save their searches. And it's very, very easy to do, and I'll show you during this webinar. So they're going to be able to classify properties as favorites, possible, and reject when you invite them into Collaboration Center. They can create custom folders, as many as they would like. That way they can organize the properties according to different amenities. They can also add comments about the property, help them remember key details about the property for review later, and they can also pose to you questions. Now, as they're making the comments and posing questions, only you and that particular buyer group, let's say it's a husband and wife, they're the only ones that will be able to see those comments from them to you and you back to them. They can also create saved searches. That way, inside Paragon Collaboration Center, they have the latest and greatest, most up-to-date information available to them when they create their own saved searches. And what's nice about that is you can then monitor their activity both in Paragon Connect and in Paragon Online. So how do you find Paragon Connect? Well, one easy way is just to come up to resources. As you click on resources, move down and to the left, you're going to see a button called Paragon Connect. As you click on it, because you're already into Paragon online, you're going to be seamlessly added to Paragon Connect in a single sign-on functionality. So you log into Paragon online, and when you click on resources, out you go to Paragon Connect, just directly into it. Now, if you wanted to, you could create an icon for direct access. You can put it on your desktop, your home screen, or into your favorites. So to do that, you would bookmark the URL in your browser. You could also create that icon using however your device adds bookmarks or icons to the home screen, home page, or browser. And so you would use this URL if you wanted to go directly to the login screen for Paragon Connect for your association. And once you've clicked on that icon, it's tap. You bring up the website, you tap on the sign in, and you're in. So tap, click, you're in. Tap, click, you're in. Very simple, very easy, especially if you're out and about with your client. It saves you from having to log into Paragon, then click on resources, Paragon Connect to get in. It's a direct, quick access. So with that as an introduction, let's go over and take a look at Paragon Connect inside Paragon. Let me change my screens. And I hope now that you can see Paragon. As we're
Yes, we
working
can.
All right, thank you. As we come over to resources, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to move down, and over on the left-hand side, it says Paragon Connect. That's how I'm going to access Paragon Connect. As I do that, we would then be taken seamlessly into Paragon Connect, as you see on my screen now. And so with this, we can now come in and take a look at some of the functionality that's here. And let me just review that with you. In the upper left-hand corner is the hamburger menu, and this hamburger menu gives you the main menu of functionality for Paragon. Just like if you're inside regular Paragon Online, here's your main menu coming across. Inside Paragon Connect, that variation is right here coming down the left-hand side. Let me just go ahead and click on the X to take me back over to the home screen. Now, the home button here inside Paragon Connect works exactly the same as if you click on the NSAR logo or the home button inside Paragon. It'll bring you back to the page, and when you click on it, please note, let me get this back up for us here just a second. Hang on just a moment. I have paused my screen for just a moment. Let me see if I can get us back into Paragon Connect. I am having a personal computer problem here, working with my help desk to get me a new computer so this doesn't happen.
And Gary, while you're doing that, I do have a question that came in, if
Okay.
you'd like me to bring that to you.
That would be good.
Peter is asking, I've been using Paragon Connect almost since its launch last year. Anytime I open the app, it always asks me for my username and password and won't save it for convenience sake. Is there a way to have it remember my password?
Yes, and that is all a browser functionality. And so it's your browser saying, we want to save this. If at some point in the past you said never when it comes to saving the login credentials, then you would not be able to save it for that site. If you have multiple browsers, you may try logging in with a different browser to access Paragon Connect. But a lot of times as I'm working, no matter what site I'm going to, the site always asks, or my browser asks, do you want to remember these credentials? And that's how you, just by saying yes, then in this case, your browser will remember the Paragon Connect details. Was there another question before we get going again?
No, I think that's it, Gary.
Okay. So again, you can now see Paragon Connect, correct? So as we're working out here, we did see the main menu here on the side. As you click on the home button, it then sends a signal to Paragon that says, I'm still here, and you're going to see bubbles moving left to right rapidly here in the center and other places, indicating that Paragon Database is sending you updated information for your entire site. As you move over to the far right-hand side, notice that little picture there? That would be your picture. And so I'm going to click on my picture, and up comes the different settings that are available to you. And so as you look at it, there's my name, there's my username and things of that nature that's going on. See where it says settings? As you click on it, this is where you can choose the user theme that's currently being displayed. I personally like the dark blue, but if I wanted green, this is how I would change this theme. By either tapping or clicking on the theme, notice the white check mark there. Move back up to the upper right-hand corner, click on save, and everywhere I say click, that should be a tap if you're using a touchscreen, but you click, save, wait a second, and now you can see the refresh. Let me come back over. I'm going to go back over to the blue because that's my favorite. And no matter what I do, it doesn't impact what you do. So select, save, wait a moment, the screen refreshes, and now you have your theme. Staying over here with my button, coming over to About, these are different details that Paragon is obligated to show you as a user of our app. You're going to find the same information as you're working with any app, be it a native app or a web app, as you're working inside Paragon. Let me just go ahead and close that down. Help. There's two different ways of getting to the Paragon Connect help site. Let me access it here. As I do that, it would then take us out to a page that has all kinds of videos. Here it comes, for you to work with. And these videos are anywhere from typically 6 minutes or less as you're viewing them. There are no guides to work with because you're using a mobile app. We want to make this available to get the training as you're on your mobile device. And so again, you can come on down, a variety of different videos that are here to help you to learn how to use Paragon Connect. At the very bottom of this page, you're going to find some unique features, that it is client-centric, some comparisons between Paragon Mobile versus Paragon Connect, and our support hours. Again, these are all based on Central Time Zone, but there is the phone number that I've given at the beginning of my PowerPoint, the 877 MLS help number. That's that number in version. And you can also email to them here. Now, to get to here, we opened up a new tab in the browser. So if you're using a mobile device, use the icon typically in the bottom right-hand corner for different screens or pages, and go ahead and go back to your main screen. Since I'm using a PC, I'm just going to click on Paragon Connect, and I'm there. Last thing I want to show on the screen is log out. This is where you would log out of Paragon Connect. Moving on down, there's my picture. There's my name. There's what I'm associated with. And moving over here, another way to access the help site. Also, we have an envelope. This envelope allows you to email any of your clients. Now, the to field is going to be populated by the contacts that you have inside Paragon and its contact module. Or you can type in just a random email address. As you put in the email address, you can choose to either be clear copied or blind copied, give it a subject line, type in your message, and once you've done that, you're then going to have, let me do this. So there I have it. And then as I move on down, I would then see the send bar here. Now, sometimes you're going to find that as you're using Paragon Connect, you may need to change the orientation of your device, especially if it's a tablet or a smartphone. That way you can see all the buttons. In this case, I had to zoom out a little bit so I could see the send button. As I click on send, notice the green confirmation rectangle. Just like in Paragon Online, you're going to be given a confirmation that it's actually gone out. Now let's look at the agent-centric functionality of Paragon Connect. Notice right below my picture, we have a buyer's tab. We also have a seller's tab, and this is where you would see your listings. Since I'm not a member of Nova Scotia Association of Realtors, I'm not allowed to have listings here. But here you would see your listing, and if you've associated with a contact, you'd see their picture. If you have a listing that is not associated with a seller, then there's going to be a plus sign there, and you can go into your Paragon contacts and choose which contact is the seller of the property. And there's all kinds of great information there that's going to be available to you as you're looking at it. You can see how many times it's been classified as a favorite, possible, or reject as you select a particular property. You can see how many times it's yet to be decided, or on a 14, 30, or 90-day calendar, you can see how many times buyers have clicked to view the property and how many times agents have clicked to view the property. Now, in order to be classified as a favorite, possible, reject, or that it's been viewed by buyers or agents, it needs to be a Paragon generated link needs to be clicked on. If it's just any link, it's not going to work. So if you're out on realtor.com or Zillow or some other place like that, those clicks do not come back into Paragon. It's only based on Paragon generated links that are clicked on. And then you see your information. With this information, you can see how many new, how many pending sales, how many sold or leased, and then how many expire alerts you have. On the other side, you have how many listings, how many pending listings, rented, and tours. And with the pending and listings and sales listings, that depends upon which side of the deal you're on.
Gary,
Yes.
we do have a question that just came in, if
Okay.
you'd like that now.
Go ahead.
So this is from Leanne, and she says, one of the biggest issues I have is on my mobile. After I type something, I cannot just hit enter to search or click in another box to type. I have to physically touch the highlighted area showing what I just typed that shows below the box in order for that info to stay in the box. Is this normal, or am I doing something wrong?
I know that, and that's a great question. And I do know that as I would type something in, like into the power search bar right here, just by typing it in, it doesn't work. Just by hitting enter, it does work. But I'm using a PC to do that by hitting enter. But if I were to come back, if I click on tap on the magnifying glass that's right there next to the field, that allows me to also engage the search functionality. If they have a question about that further, they should then call the customer care technical support team number during the hours of operation, and they can get someone to confirm that with them. I typically use a PC to get in and do my work, and I don't do a lot of work on a mobile device. So I'm not sure if that's much of a help there to you. Let me try refreshing this, get us back out here to our page so we can continue.
Thank you.
All righty. So as we're looking at here, we're looking at our buyers, and look at all the dots around here. And they're not sick. That's not some kind of a new variant of COVID or anything like that. These dots indicate, coming across the bottom, how many listed they've classified as a favorite, possible, reject, number of new searches they've created, and number of comments they've created, all within the last 7 days. So these dots across the bottom are your legend that indicate where those what those dots represent. And by tapping or clicking on the number, you'll then see those properties in a Paragon Connect, which is very, very similar to the Collaboration Center reports. I'll show you what that looks like here in just a minute. So again, this is based on the last 7 days. If I were to tap on this arrow over here on the right-hand side, I would then see additional clients. I don't have that many here inside the system. See where it has the plus sign? If you tap on it, you'll then be taken out to Paragon's Contact Manager. You can see all of your contacts, whether they've had activities in the last 7 days or not. And as you're scanning across, you can see those same bubbles being displayed, how many have yet to be decided, how many they've classified as favorite, possible, reject. The new, those are the number of new matches. And typically a property stays in the status of new for 7 days. And then up here, you can see that there's 2 changes. Changes would be based on a price change or a status change. If I wanted to email Ed and Ellen Smith, I could click on the envelope and send them an email. Let me just click on home again. As I do that, let me scroll on down. Notice that I have 5 new searches created by my clients over the last 7 days. I don't have any upcoming tasks that are due this coming week, and I don't have any searches that are expiring. But if I did, I could click on that number. I could go and see those number of tasks that are upcoming or the number of searches that are soon to expire, and I could renew the task, the search for those the notification for those searches. And then down below, I can see, based on my client, see their picture and their name, what comments they have made. And where I've replied, you can see my picture here also. So again, it makes it very easy for you to come in right here on the home screen to get an idea of what's going on with your buyers by just coming in and clicking on their information. Let me take Edward and Ellen Smith. They visited the property, the Collaboration Center once over the last 30 days. As I tap on their picture, I'm now going into their contact record inside Paragon. As I'm here, if they were a seller, I would also see just to the right of buyer activity, I would see a seller activity tab, which would then show me all the different properties that I'm helping them sell. And I can then click on each property and I can see the different details that I briefly explained to you just a couple of minutes ago. Staying across the top-hand side here, notice we have a pencil. By clicking on the pencil, I could come in and edit their contact information. And by clicking on Update, it gets saved to the Paragon database. That way, no matter whether I'm in Paragon Connect or Paragon Online, I can see that updated information. And once you've made any kind of a change, so let me come in and just change this. Maybe it's this. As I now make a change to it, notice it says Update. I can now update that information. And there it is. I've updated the contact information. The envelope here allows me to send them an email. See the chain link? That allows me to leave Paragon Connect, or I actually it stays in the browser at all, but I can open up a new tab, which would then take me over to their Collaboration Center site. And I should have a seamless login for this, but because their email address was bogus and it's bounced, I can't use that to log in. But typically when I click on the chain link, I get a seamless transition directly into their Collaboration Center. That way, as we're looking at properties, I don't need to worry that they're looking at the property inside Paragon Connect, which will have proprietary information in it. And the three people here in the red dot, that again takes me out to my contacts that are inside Paragon. As I move on down, if I wanted to, here's the undecideds, the favorites, the possible, the reject, and I've yet to add a listing to a listing cart that I then enable for Collaboration Center so it shows up as agent picks. I can see their saved searches. They have two. Here's the different two that they've got. And this one here at the top, that's the one that I created. And there's the number of matches that are new and changed. This is the one that they created. It shows the matches, the new, and the change. And these matches are all the matches, not just within the last 7 days. I can come over to notes and tasks. And inside Paragon, I can click on add a task and save it. And when it's done, I can check the checkbox on the side here and show that it's completed. So let me do one. Property visit. There we go. Let's assume that's going to happen on Saturday the 6th. Here's some details about it. And when I click on save, it's now been added. I can click on the pencil, I can modify it, or by checking the box and clicking on the check mark, I can now show that that's completed with the green check mark. I can also do the same thing with notes. Maybe it's about my initial contact with them, the referral from Jim, there's this, there's that, whatever. And I can click on save, and I've now added a note to their details. I can always come back in, check the box. I can add, I can delete it if I want it, or I can add additional notes. And this becomes a great way for you to journal your different interactions with any client, because you can do it on any device you've got, because Paragon Connect is an in the cloud storage, just like Paragon Online is. Much different than having to go back to your primary computer and into Outlook or some other tool, put in your notes. This makes it very flexible and immediately convenient for you. Let me click on the back arrow to go back over to my contacts. And there's what I've got here as I'm looking at these details. Let's come up to the hamburger menu. The hamburger menu is where all the great functionality is. Where we've been at before, just a reviewing of the client-centric functionality of Paragon Connect. But now, as you're using Paragon Connect, you can go out and do a property search. And as you expand this button, notice each of your different property classes that you have in your Paragon system are available here. And by clicking on residential, you're going to see that whatever I have as my online default residential search is my criteria here. So I've said I'm looking with Nova Scotia. I'm looking for the active properties. Again, I can come down, putting in any details I want to help me find what I'm looking for. Right now, I'm looking in the Halifax, Dartmouth area, and right now I have 206 different matches. As long as this number of results is 500 or less, you can click on the search button down here in the bottom right-hand corner and go out and see the results. But if it's 501 or more, then this banner up here is going to be a different color. Results will be in red, and the button down here will be grayed out. You can't do it. So let's assume I'm looking for a price. I'm looking for a property for my client of $500,000 or more. As I do that, notice how it immediately updated to 115, just like Paragon Online. Maybe they're looking for between $500,000 and $550,000. 27 properties. Again, as I continue on down, I could then put in other details that I'm looking for. And so with that, I can put in all the different criteria that they're looking for and have that information displayed and available for me. Well,
Gary,
yes.
2 questions have come in.
Okay.
Tammy's asking, can your clients see your notes or tasks?
No.
Okay. And the second question is from Kelly, and she said, in the Collab Center, my buyers are making comments on properties, but I'm not getting notified. Is there a setting I need to change?
Yes. In the Collaboration Center Preference Wizard, there's a place under notifications where you can choose what are different triggers to notify you about different activities. As an example, an agent could say, I want to be notified if they mark a property as favorite possible reject. If there's open houses for the general public to go visit the property. If there's an agent only open or a broker open caravan, be notified about that. Another one is, do you want to be notified when comments are added? So you should check that box. And then below that are 3 different options. Just tell me that comments have been added, or if the comments are 50 or less, include them in the body of the notification. Or if the comments are 100 or less, include them in the body of the notification. And that's the things that they need to check. Also, a thing you want to do right below that is, do you want the buyer, this is under the buyer notifications, do you want the buyer to be notified when you add a comment? That just completes the loop, making sure that you get the buyer's comments and the buyer gets your comments. So those are excellent questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So with a match of 27, let me click on search. Notice the bubbles going around left to right. That's now showing those properties. And here we have these different details coming down. So again, if I were using a smaller screen, there's 3 across, there's 2 across, and there's 1 across, just depending upon what size screen I have. So I'm simulating that I'm using a smartphone. This is where we're doing a small tablet like an iPad mini. There's maybe a regular Android or Microsoft Surface tablet, and this is where you're using a wider screen where you can show more properties. Again, in the upper left-hand corner, there's a checkbox. Sometimes it gets lost because there's a cloudy day, whatever. But by checking those boxes and clicking on the share button, you can then down in the bottom right-hand corner, click on the envelope to set up an email to go to your client. Let me just cancel out of that. I'm going to deselect those 3 properties. And as I'm working here, notice it says thumbnail here. Let me come on over and let me choose a grid view. Here we have the grid view. And by coming on over, we also have the map view. Because this is not specific property related, it's going to show us all of the properties that are being viewed on a single map. Let me come back over to the grid view. There we go. So here we have this here. Let me just go ahead and click on back. So that's how you could do a search. Now, as we're working with the search, I want you to draw your attention over here to the bottom left-hand corner. Notice that we have triple dots. Those triple dots mean if I wanted to, I could reset my search criteria screen back to my default. That way, as I'm doing multiple searches for my client, once I've got this one done, I can click on reset. I can now put in criteria for another client. Let me just click on the right-hand side where it has an X. I'm going to close that down. Moving over, there's the 3.5-inch floppy disk. By clicking on that, notice that I have the ability to be able to save the search, or if I wanted to, I could update my default template inside the Paragon database with this updated criteria. Now, this is what would be there for both Paragon Connect, where we're at now, and Paragon Online when we're not on our mobile device. Notice where it says just save a search. Let's click on it. As I do that, I can give it a name and I can assign it to an existing contact. However, if I wanted to, I can click on Add Contact and I can now give them a name. So this is going to be Bill and Barbara. And I always put their first, both people's first names in the first name field. That way, if you're selling a home using Paragon's CMA product, you then recognize both people as being owners of the property. And as they're adding comments inside Collaboration Center, they both get credit for the comment. I'm going to say Barnes for their last name. There we go. Now I come over to the field. So this is going to be Bill, Barb. And once I've got something at something dot whatever, it's then shown as a valid item. And so unlike Paragon Online, in Paragon Connect, first name, last name, and email address are required in order to create a contact. Now in Paragon Online, it's only first and last name. I can also put in a phone number. After I type in the number, notice how it automatically formats out to the normal display of a phone number. As I click on Create Contact, we're now saving the contact, and Paragon's now asking, do you want to save the search? So I'm going to go over and save this search. I'm going to give it a name. Well, let's do it this way. I'm going to give it a name, and notice I have it already pre-set up. That's the way Paragon Connect comes, that you're going to set up Collaboration Center for them. Now, you could just simply click on Save and send them the standard message, or if you wanted to, you could say Bill and Barb. Here's that tool I was telling you about, Collaboration Center. Have any questions, give me a call. And then when you click on Save, we're now saving the search, setting up the automatic email notification for Collaboration Center. And by doing it inside Paragon Connect, the email notification timing is every 15 minutes when Paragon does a matching routine. If there's a match, out goes an email. So that's known inside Paragon as an immediate notification. So there's what we've got set up. There's a search name here at the top. And again, this is the criteria we have. Notice the folder still in the left-hand corner. As you click on it, we're now going to bring up all the different saved searches that have been created. And notice that it keeps them all. So when I was out doing your conversion to Paragon back in 2016, there's the different searches that we had there for us. So again, I can see everything. If my client adds their picture, I can see the picture there also. Let me just get out of this. Let's move on over. See this icon here? That is criteria summary. So in Paragon Online, if you're out here doing a search, notice the criteria summary. Paragon shows you right here just those fields that have values in the search criteria screen. Inside Paragon Connect, when you click on the blue or the icon here, kind of looks like a filing cabinet. It's only going to show those fields that have values in it. When you uncheck or deselect that blue icon back to black, now you have all of your fields, whether they have criteria in it or not. So those are a couple of neat things you can do with searches. We also give you a location search. And with the location search, we can say, wherever you're at right now, show me the properties. So as an example, if you're out on a property visit, you're going out to see different properties, your client, if you're going to the next property, points out the window and says, what about that property where there's a for sale sign? Pull over to the side, bring up Paragon Connect. So quick and easy to get into. Use current location, choose your property class, and these classes are mutually exclusive, so you have to pick and choose which one you want. I don't want to change the class. I'm already in residential. What's my status? And with that in place, I would click on search. You can use a custom address by putting in a custom address or the name of a landmark. Maybe it's the high school, maybe it's the sports arena, maybe it's the county courthouse or the city office building. Again, you can put in those different details, and when you click on search, you'll then get results based on that proximity search. Moving on over, you also have a hot sheet search. And as you're doing this, again, you can choose which property class you want. I'm set up for residential, so I'm going to leave it that way. As I come over to hot sheet statuses, I could choose by checking everything, or I can say I just want active, sold, conditional solds, and I'm good. Notice as I add criteria, I got a dot with a white check mark. That means I'm going to add it to the search criteria screen. As I come over to hot sheet type, I can choose new and price change, but I would never choose miscellaneous. Miscellaneous now looks into such fields as public remarks, agent remarks, and says, has there been a punctuation change, a spelling change, whatever, and that gets captured. To me, that's not a significant event to be looking at for a hot sheet. Again, as I'm looking at this, I can look back and see, okay, what kind of a date range I want. Right now, I'm starting on the 27th of January and coming up through today. I could even give it a price range, but when I click on search, Paragon's going to go out and find any properties that match my criteria. And here they are. There's a total of 20. And then by checking the boxes, you can send those off to whoever you would like. Let me just come back over. Let's do Contact Manager. As I'm working with Contact Manager, we're now looking at my contacts inside Paragon. And so if I wanted to, I could go over and search. If I want to find Randy, there's my only client with Randy. If I want to choose Whipple, I can type it in, and there I have Tim Whipple. So again, I can come through and work with this. Notice it has sort. So as I'm doing that, I can say, how do I want it? Do I want it sorted by last name? Do I want to sort it by first name? And again, most last visited, most visited. Do I want it ascending or descending? I want it ascending, active, last name. So as I make those setups, I'm going to go ahead and click on the X, and this would then date that for me. Let me come on over to member search. As I look at member search, I'm going to type in the name Gary. I'm going to look for agents. I'm saying that just as long as G-A-R-Y appears anywhere, show it to me. I can come down to agent types. I can choose what agent type I'm looking for. Let me close that down. And by clicking on search, I would see if there are any Garys that are out there. And there are. And if an agent has put their picture into the preference wizard, then you can see how their pictures are now showing up for us. Notice that we've got multiple phone numbers, email address, and in a lot of cases, we have the license number there. So it makes it very easy for you to go out and find agents or offices based on what you put into the search bar here. Let's come up and look at tours and open houses. A tour is intended for real estate professionals midweek going out and visiting the property. So I can go search for that. I would have to select tour in order to get that kind of a search. Where an open house is an open invitation to the general public, typically on a weekend, to come out and visit the property. Again, I'm looking for residential. I can choose status. I want just active properties here. I've got it. If there's a live stream, so as a listing agent, you put in an open house live stream video. You can search for those that have live stream. You could choose the area. You can also choose the date. Let me come over and just change this here. I want my starting date to be today. And then let me take my end date and let's make it a week from today. I got to come back over to my start date. There we go. I can put in a price range if I wanted. And now when I click on search, I'd be able to see any open houses that are out there that fits my pricing or that fits my date range. And here we can see it. We can see the dates and the times of those different open houses that are there. And by checking the box, I could then send this to my client and say, hey, let's go visit this property on Saturday. And with this, you don't need to have an appointment. So those are the different things you can do out here inside Paragon Connect. I know it was a pretty quick discussion about what's going on. So let me just come back over to Paragon Online, and I'm going to click on the Help button. As I do that, up comes the Paragon Help site. And to get recorded webinars that will help you with Paragon Connect, go ahead and click on Training Videos. As you click on it, stay on the left-hand side, move down to where it says Current Recorded Webinars, and click on it again. Again, if you're using a touchscreen, it's a tap. And here are the different recorded webinars we have. Moving all the way down to the bottom of the screen, you're going to see one that says Paragon Connect. That is one that's going to be very similar to what we've just talked about today. But I also went and talked about seller-side collaboration center and the kind of reports you can see there. As you click on Mini Webinar, this one right here in the upper left-hand corner, mobile option for Paragon Connect, that's another version of this. It's different recordings, but two different ways you can see how to use Paragon Connect in your business. We're right at the quarter till, so it's time for me to stop. Are there any additional questions that are there that you want to have me ask so I can answer them?
And Gary, we'll just wait and see if we have any further questions.
Okay.
And members can put them in the chat or the Q&A. Someone had asked about how I can get quick search, but I think you may have answered that.
Okay. We do not have a quick search like you have inside Paragon. On Paragon over here on the left-hand side, we have a quick search here where you've got all these different items, okay? What we do have is a power search. Now, back inside Paragon Connect, as we're out here with the search, you could come over to load a save search, or within residential, we'll have a search, and it could be some of your default criteria you want to have. And maybe inside Paragon Online, you select the different fields you want to utilize for a quick search, save it, and then when you come over to load a save search, you could then find that here on the side. By coming up to the top, you could then type in the name that you're looking for. So if I was looking for the search for Sam, there it is. Maybe I have one that's called quick, and it has just those key fields and values in those fields to do a quick search. That would be my suggestion on how to use that inside Paragon Connect.
And the follow-up question to that was, in Paragon Power Search, it does not show all active or sold listings?
What it's going to show is it's only going to show the top 10 listings that match whatever you typed into it. Okay, which is different than Paragon Online. In Paragon Online, if I were to type in Gary again, see where it says listings, I can see all 10 of them. But by coming over and running Classic, I can then see all of them. It's not limited to the 10 that have the most occurrences of whatever the key characters are at the top. That's a function of Paragon Online, but in Paragon Connect, we can only show you the top 10. Let me just close that out. And that's found right here, right above my picture.
All right, any other questions from our folks online? And Gary, before we let you go, we have Tammy back on the line to close out the session. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let me do this. I just want to thank everyone for attending this Paragon Connect webinar. And I hope as you continue to use Paragon and all of its different features and functionalities, including Paragon Connect, that you're able to continue to build your business with Paragon. Thank you, everyone, for having me with you today.
Hi, Gary. We would like to extend a sincere thank you to you on behalf of NSAR and its members for this very informative session. I'm sure that there's been lots of aha moments for our members. And